What's good, everybody, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel once again from us over here at Locust&WildHoney. So as you probably already read in the thumbnail, description, or the title of today's video, you already know what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be looking at the Air Fear of God 1s in collaboration with Nike. Guys, this has been a crazy release to say the least. But today's video is not necessarily going to be like an all-inclusive look at the Air Fear of God 1s. I just feel like there's a ton of very detailed reviews. But moreover, today's video is going to be a bit more subjective, opinionated, and kind of like a real-world look at the Air Fear of God 1. If you guys are looking for a little bit of inspiration, there's a link in the description. Feel free to click it once this video is over and subscribe to that channel, because the first video on that channel is going to be me selecting some of my favorite bottoms to go with the Nike Air Fear of God 1s. And there's actually rumor that they're giving away $600, but you didn't hear it from me. Now, with all that being said, let's jump into today's video, and we're going to look at 1 month with the Nike Air Fear of God 1, the good, the bad, and the overhyped. While there are a long list of superlatives that make the Nike Air Fear of God 1 so great, I gotta start this list out with how comfortable they are. There's just no possible way I could start this list with anything else, because in all honesty, guys, these are the most comfortable sneakers I've ever put on. No, that is not hyperbole, and yes, that means they're more comfortable than Boost. Now, please don't hear me wrong. This is in no way, shape, or form undermining the comfort of Boost, because they are really, really comfortable. But this moreover emphasizes just how great a job Nike did with regard to the midsole as well as the footbed of these sneakers. The double stack air unit as well as the insane comfort of the insole of these sneakers work perfectly in tandem to create the softest, most cushiony ride honestly I've ever put on. That shock absorption technology in tandem with the lacing system as well as a zipper closure at the back promises to be a very cushiony ride while maintaining a crazy level of stability. Now, over the course of this month, I've worn the Nike Air Fear of God 1s for a variation of reasons. I've worn them down to the store for like 15 to 20 minutes, and I've worn them for an entire day, 6 to 7 hours, where I knew I was going to be walking. These sneakers simply perform. They are so stinking comfortable. For the 7 hours that I did wear them to Disneyland, guys, truly, I tell you for sure, I haven't put on a better pair of shoes. My feet were happy feet. Usually when I'm done with Disneyland, it's just like game over for me. But honestly, these things performed so well. Now, when thinking up this video, I could have easily replaced my favorite attribute being comfort with the design aspects of the Nike Air Fear of God 1, because in my opinion, this is the best looking sneaker of 2018 and thus far of 2019. Truthfully, guys, I personally don't think this marriage could have been any more perfect. Now, if Kanye's collaboration with Nike was considered to be trailblazing and Virgil's was retro innovation, then I gotta say that Jerry's is a beautiful marriage of the two. Now, to start out, Jerry Lorenzo got his very own silhouette. I don't think that there's any possible way that can be overstated. Like, that is a very, very big deal for Nike to let him do that. And man, when it comes to design elements with regard to the sneaker, he absolutely smashed it out of the park. Now, although he did get his own silhouette, I love the fact that he didn't step too far away from his origins, because these sneakers absolutely do pay homage to his original military sneakers. I mean, we can see in the sleekness of the design and the curves and the way the sneaker looks in terms of the silhouette, or even over to the midsole that's raised. You can absolutely see design elements from the House of Fear of God. It really comes down to the attention to detail, from the fabrics to the paneling to the shape to even foreshadowing the type of people who will be wearing these sneakers and how seamlessly he can get these sneakers to fit into people's wardrobes. Now, as cliche as it may sound, all good things must come to an end, and unfortunately that is the case here, because honestly there are a few bad things about this sneaker. But to start out the list of negative things about this sneakers, I have to start with the sizing and fit. Honestly, guys, I know I just discussed the silhouette being one of my favorite attributes of this sneaker, but in my humble opinion, I sincerely believe that Jerry really sacrificed and compromised practicality for the sake of aesthetic. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but if you guys own this sneaker out there, you guys realize how difficult these sneakers are to take off and put on. And not just that, the sizing's weird. I went a half size down with these sneakers, but the toe box still has a decent amount of space. However, I would definitely not suggest going a full size down, because literally, as difficult as it is to get a half size down onto my foot, it would honestly be impossible to get a full size down onto my foot. Honestly, it's crazy because my DMs and even the Facebook group is flooded with people working together like a team effort to take off these shoes. It's literally insane. I can't even tell you how many times I've had to like call Gabby over to just help me take these shoes off. It's crazy because you're in this crazy enigma with regard to these sneakers, because you're really working hard. You're using all your strength to take them off, but at the same time, you're literally paranoid. You're just suffering with paranoia, praying to God that you're not going to bust these zippers, because we know that this is a common thing with regard to these sneakers. Now, a lot of you guys may be thinking that there's a chance that I may be overblowing this problem, but really, guys, this is a serious issue. When it comes down to it, when you spend a lot of money on sneakers, especially on the resale market, you want to know that they're going to be comfortable. You want to know that they're going to look good. But a huge aspect of that is protecting your investment, and you want them to last. And honestly, it really is ironic because this is such an easy fix. All he really needed to do is bring the zipper finish down a little bit lower, which would make and enable people to step in and step out of the shoe a lot easier. But in retrospect, that would take away from the design of the shoe. The midsole wouldn't go up quite as high. The cage would be compromised to some degree. So I understand why he chose to keep it that way, but from a practicality standpoint, it really is such a huge headache. Now, this segues me over to my second complaint about the Nike Air Fear of God 1 sneakers. Honestly, guys, while they are very well made, the materials are awesome, you are definitely paying for what you get. This has to be the most expensive retail shoe I've ever purchased from Nike. At $400, that is definitely a premium. Now, at that price point, I really do expect everything about this sneaker to be comprised of the best elements that there are. Just a couple of things that I may have changed is the material up top. Now, it's super soft to the touch and it looks amazing, but it's not quite breathable enough. Something else I found a bit surprising is the zipper head on these sneakers. For a $400 pair of sneakers at retail, I didn't expect the zipper head to be, I don't know, for a lack of better words, cheap. So, I mean, these are just a couple things that kind of just bothered me. And now keep in mind, these are all complaints that I had to look for, but it is worth noting because these shoes are going for a lot of money, especially on the resale market, which brings me to my last point. The last thing that really bothers me about these sneakers is how unavailable they are. Sure, I have them in my possession, but it really bums me out that not everybody in the community was able to get them. Not even a small fraction of people are able to enjoy them. And that really stinks because I know that people who are fans of Fear of God aren't like the everyday regular hypebeast. And in all actuality, there aren't too many hypebeasts that actually like this sneaker, which is really frustrating. Now, before you guys hammer me on this, yes, I'm fully aware if these shoes are more accessible, then the value of my sneakers will go down. But at the end of the day, I sincerely do not care because these just look good. I don't care what the value is. There's a ton of sneakers out there that are butt ugly, but have insane value because they're limited. This sneaker is not that type of sneaker. There can be a ton of them out there and everybody's gonna love them, especially in our Locust&WildHoney community because they just look good and they are great sneakers overall. Also, I'm fully aware of the fact that this is a long-term game. It's not a race, but moreover, it's a marathon. And, this is a marketing ploy and he's going to cash out at the end of it. That's why OGs are always more limited. Yes, I get that. I'm fully aware of that. But at the end of the day, it just kind of stinks. Yes, there's business aspect, but you know, the culture and you know, the loving of the sneaker game, that's kind of what I'm upset about. So that's just kind of my 2 cents and just a few things that irritate me about the Nike Air Fear of God 1s. In all honesty, these are just small gripes about these shoes because at the end of the day, easily my favorite shoes in my collection. See that whole wall back there? I love these 2 sneakers most. I am ecstatic to have them in my rotation. They're insanely versatile, crazy comfortable, but a little bit expensive. That is my overall synopsis of the Nike Air Fear of God 1s over the duration of the first month of me having them. Now, with all that being said, if you did enjoy today's video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a member of this community, and there's always seats at this table. And lastly, comment down below. Let's get a discussion going. What do you guys think of these sneakers, about the release, about limited availability, or just the health of the sneaker game in general? I'd love to have that dialogue with you guys down below in the comment section. As always, guys, it is a major privilege of mine to get to do what I get to do here on YouTube. I sincerely appreciate you guys coming back always and all the support and love. Now, as the end of every video here at Locust&WildHoney, I'm going to say peace and be blessed.